And I'm sorry, I'm never going to fit the bill, and I'm okay with that. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Crystal, obviously. I am so excited to be trying out a new shooting format. So if you like the closer format over the farther away, let me know in the comments. If you are new here, I invite you to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with somebody who you think might find this information helpful. I apologize in advance if I sound a little nasally. I have been under the weather, but I still wanted to stay on schedule. And I have a really good topic for today's video. But before we get into it, I wanted to share a little bit about my fit. I have been loving the chocolate brown and black lately. This black is actually from my brand W by Crystal White. The cutest little crop track jacket. I love it for the gym, but I've been loving brown and black together. I feel like it is so luxe and it just looks so rich and beautiful. I also have on a couple of chains and my favorite hoops. And so I wanted to share with y'all a little bit about my look today. So in today's video, we are going to talk about life after weight loss. So if you are here, you likely found my channel through my video about how weight loss changed my life. But I wanted to go into a little bit of detail about exactly how my life changed after losing almost 80 pounds completely naturally in about a year's time. If you are ready to talk about it, let's get into it. Back in 2013, I went cold turkey on meat, right? I went vegetarian. During that time, I changed for sure as a person. I often say like the aesthetics were a huge benefit to my weight loss, but the bigger transformation was inside. Like the person that I became after losing that amount of weight, the mental tenacity it took to really like tough out that process is something that changed me forever. Really lean into the journey because the benefits are gonna far outweigh what you see in the mirror at the end of the day. And I really want people to think about it as more of a lifestyle change instead of just something to have your clothes fit better. It really does change the person you are for the better. So I wanted to dive a little bit into today's topic because I know when I was on my weight loss journey, this would have been super helpful for me to see somebody who has gone through it and just to hear a little bit about their journey, but also to encourage you if you are currently on a weight loss journey or if you've been thinking about making some changes to your diet or exercise habits. This is a video that is going to empower you to really stick out the journey. I changed so much throughout this journey. Like, of course, the things like shopping became different and I had a different level of confidence and more opportunities. But overall, it was really about me going through this process and at the end understanding and believing and knowing that I was truly capable of anything. And that if I wanted something from my life or if I wanted something to happen, that it was possible as long as I put the work in. And that is the biggest and most valuable takeaway from my entire weight loss journey. But to speak about shopping, shopping was one of the first things that really solidified the progress that I made. I have been overweight my entire life, and so shopping for me was always something that was kind of daunting. I didn't really look forward to the process of getting new clothes. I always loved the process of spending money and getting new things, but the process of actually trying on and like finding clothes was something that was very difficult for me. It was almost dreadful for me because I was a chubby kid. And so back in the 90s, and I'm aging myself, back when I was a kid, finding clothes for plus sizes was a very difficult task. Now you have so many websites and stores that you can shop in if you are plus size. But back then, I'll be honest, the options were really nil. And if I wanted things, I often had to shop in stores with my mother or my grandmother. And so finding clothes that really fit me growing up sort of aged me because my options were so limited for finding things that were stylish or on trend. And so shopping was something that really changed everything for me because it helped renew my love for fashion. I was always into fashion. I don't know if I've talked about it on this channel, but I started sewing when I was 12 years old. And I even remember as young as like 6 or 7, me making sure that I was always styling myself for school. I remember wearing uniforms in elementary school and me literally figuring out ways that I could add my own flair to my outfits. Like with fun sweaters, I wore a purse everywhere. I was always a fashion girl, okay? So after losing weight and being able to shop in more stores and be more adventurous with my style because I had more options, it really renewed my love for fashion. And I just remember feeling so much more empowered when it came to what I wore and how I dressed, just because I had so many more options than I was used to at that point. So shopping was one of the bigger changes that I experienced after weight loss. It was being able to go into stores and pick up a size and have the confidence that if it would fit me, and even if I didn't like the way it fit or the way it looked at the end of the day, I didn't have to worry about things just being too small. And that was very powerful for me because it really renewed my confidence in myself. And so the process of shopping, I was able to shop with my friends and go into stores that they were going into and actually shop alongside them instead of me just kind of having to hang out in the accessories while they did their thing in most stores. It really was a huge social transformation for me after I lost weight, to be able to shop like everybody else in my life and not feel like such an outcast when it came to styling myself. In renewing my love for fashion, it helped me to find a confidence that I didn't know I was missing. I think I've said in that previous video that I didn't struggle with confidence as far as the person I was before I lost weight, but I struggled with confidence in a lot of social situations just because I knew that my situation was unique. My options for styling and outfits were unique. My options for comfort were unique. I just knew I was a little bit different than most of the people I spent time with. And so that was something that it really impacted me. And so being able to just walk through malls and walk through stores with this newfound confidence and sense of belonging was huge. Now, I'll be honest, had I grown up in today's era where there are tons of websites and stores to shop in, I don't think I would have had that same experience. But like I said, being from the time that I'm from and growing up when I did, it was a huge opportunity for me in that way. So shopping was the first thing that was transformed by my weight loss. Another thing that really changed for me after I lost weight was the amount of opportunities that opened up for me. So, for example, I was able to become a flight attendant after losing weight. And there's been controversy, and I'll be honest, back in the day, flight attending was an extremely discriminatory space. It was something that was reserved for a particular looking type of woman at a particular size, and it really was not a space that welcomed larger or full-figured women. And I'll be honest, even after losing weight, because I have wider hips, I'll never forget, I interviewed for an airline. I went to a hiring event, interviewed for this airline, did amazing in the interview, but when it was time to do the jump seat test, which is the seat that you have to sit in as a flight attendant, I was told that I was not qualified because my hips spilled over the seat. Now, that's something that's never going to change. I am bottom heavy. Most of my weight is situated in my bottom half. And so that is something that if that is the requirement, then I'm sorry, I'm never going to fit the bill, and I'm okay with that. Before losing weight, when I wanted to apply to be a flight attendant, I knew that I would not qualify because I knew I couldn't pass the jump seat test for the seatbelt to fit around me. It wasn't something that I held on to in the way that I punished myself or felt a way about myself because I couldn't be a flight attendant at that time. But when I lost weight and I knew I would be able to qualify, I did have the confidence to go after those opportunities. So I don't want you to look at things through a limiting lens. Like I said, before losing weight, I didn't look at being a flight attendant as, oh, that's something that I'll never be able to do. I looked at it as something that I couldn't do at that time. And if I wanted to do it, then I knew that there were certain changes I would have to make to do it. And sometimes that's how life is. We can't walk into every situation and just be qualified to do what we want to do just because we want to do it. There are other things that, you know, sometimes you need a degree or a certificate, or there's other processes that you have to go through in order to qualify for certain things. And so I think I viewed it through that viewpoint because I knew that the qualification was not rooted in discrimination as much as it was rooted in safety. And I had to be honest with myself about that. Could I have walked around and acted like the airline industry had something against plus size women? Yes. But after being a flight attendant for 5 years, I realized that not only would it have been uncomfortable for me as a flight attendant to be my former size on an aircraft, but it also would have been uncomfortable for passengers and uncomfortable for me from a safety perspective. And so I had to be honest with myself about that. But I digress. I had the confidence to pursue being a flight attendant, something that I didn't realize I really wanted to do. And I was able to do that position for 5 years and work with several airlines. And so the amount of opportunities that I was eligible for opened up because I had the confidence, and now I was in the right space in order to secure these opportunities. So lots of doors opened up in that way. I'll admit I even was able to travel a lot more comfortably at that point because, like I said, I am very bottom heavy. And so even at a smaller size, I'm still bottom heavy. But I recall being larger and traveling being something that I was a little uncomfortable with, especially when it came to aircraft. I didn't like having to touch the person next to me. And this is not a blanket statement. Everybody is different, but for me, it was uncomfortable. And so after losing weight, I was able to travel in a way that I had not traveled before. I was much more comfortable, and it made my traveling experiences a lot more enjoyable, I'll be honest. And so that was something that absolutely changed for me after losing weight. Now, this next one is funny because this is a question that I have gotten so many times over the years, and that is, was dating easier for me after losing weight? And my answer to that is, are men different because you're a different size? And the answer is no, okay? Dating is dating, right? I didn't have a lot of issues dating before I lost weight. So that wasn't an area of my life that I saw this huge transformation. I would say I might have garnered more widespread attention. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't think that was something that really changed for me. And I'll be honest, men suck at all phases of life. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. They're just not all that great. They're not all that great. So that's just not an area that I really focused on, nor an area that was a point of motivation for me to lose weight at all. So that's the only way I can answer that. But it's funny because I still get that question. Even recently on a YouTube video, someone asked me if dating was easier now. And the answer is no. The men didn't change just because I lost weight. I also want to take the time to point out that not everyone who undergoes a weight loss transformation struggled with confidence or dating or aesthetics beforehand. Sometimes it's about your health, and it's something that people can't see or don't know you're even struggling with. So we have to get out of the mindset of thinking that everybody who loses weight is unhappy with the before version of themselves, because that's not always the case. And I say all the time, for me, I really leaned into the challenge of transforming my body. It was more of a me versus me type of thing than a me versus the world type of thing. I really, really was focused on pushing myself to a new limit, on challenging myself to try new things and to get out of my comfort zone. And so that is why the weight loss was a byproduct. It wasn't initially the goal, right? It ended up being a byproduct of fighting against Crystal to be the best version of myself. That's really what it was for me. So the last area of my life that transformed completely with my weight loss is my health. So I've shared before, I am asthmatic. It is something that I've had asthma my entire life. And so for me, the benefits of living easier, breathing easier, were the most important out of everything, I'll be honest. And it was something that I didn't even know would change as much as it did. I was never told by a doctor specifically, like, your asthma will improve if you lose weight, or that this will change if you lose weight. A lot of doctors just came at me from the BMI perspective, like, okay, well, the BMI chart says that you're obese and so you need to lose weight. And so that was never motivation enough for me, because I knew that with the way my body was set up, even at my smallest, my absolute smallest size in the past 10 years, I was still considered overweight. And so I never got caught up in what the doctor said when it came to the BMI chart and all of those things. Now, what did happen that had me thinking about my weight loss was that I started to develop arthritis. And that was the first time that I kind of thought, like, maybe my weight is kind of holding me back in some ways. But it wasn't a big enough issue at that time to be my sole motivation for undergoing this transformation. For me, it was about, again, me versus me. And being asthmatic, I am thankful and I am appreciative of how my asthma has improved through my weight loss. Again, I breathe easier and I live a lot easier than I did beforehand, just health wise. I don't have as many complications due just to my size. Anything that I deal with now is more often than not a virus from people not covering their mouths and washing their hands. But I'm thankful for the benefits that I've gotten health wise just the same. Another benefit has been conscious consumption. And so when people ask me about keeping the weight off over the years and how I continue to stay on this journey, one of the biggest benefits of naturally going through a weight loss journey, of being present in my diet changes, being present in my workout regimen, is that I still practice very conscious consumption. And what that looks like is me paying attention to what I am eating and why I'm eating it, what I am doing and why I am doing it, and making sure that I'm really being intentional with the way that I am living my life at this point. So the conscious consumption aspect has been paramount in me keeping my weight off this long. At this point, I don't have to count calories. I don't have to read labels. I don't have to inundate myself with a lot of the technicalities of maintaining weight loss, because I've paid so much attention over the years to what I am consuming and how it impacts my body. And so it's been very beneficial that way. So conscious consumption is a huge benefit that I didn't even know that was a thing beforehand, but it has absolutely changed my life. Along the same lines of conscious consumption, I have much better self-control than I ever had before. So if you quit something cold turkey, it is a huge mental challenge to stay on that path, right? So cutting out meat cold turkey, I ate chicken, beef, pork, poultry my entire life. And one day I decided I was done. And so I didn't eat it again. And 10 plus years later, I still have not had chicken, beef, or pork, or poultry. The self-control it takes to deny something that you've consumed your entire life is unmatched. So to this day, I can cut things out cold turkey and really tap into the mental strength that I've developed and built over the years to stay on that path. For example, last year I decided I was going to cut out sweets. And I literally went cold turkey on sweets. Anybody will tell you Crystal has a huge sweet tooth. I stopped eating cookies, ice cream. Like I went a whole summer without eating ice cream. A whole summer without eating cookies, cakes, things like that. Because I knew that it was negatively impacting my progress. To this day, I still have that self-control that allows me to tap into something deeper and really connect with myself on a deeper level to make vast and dramatic changes in my life. And that has been instrumental in me doing things like starting my business, staying with my business, maintaining relationships even when they get hard, or just going through life's ups and downs and really having the mental toughness to stay level-headed through a lot of things. So that self-control has been absolutely invaluable, and I could not thank my journey enough for giving me that gift. The other thing that I did not think would come from losing weight is how aware I am of making healthier choices. And it kind of goes with the self-control. It kind of goes with the conscious consumption aspect. But I'm more so speaking about thinking about my life in the long term when I make decisions now. So when it comes to staying active, you know, I know it's very easy to fall off. I've fallen off over the years. I'm human, okay? I am not perfect at all. And I have fallen off over the years. But when I say I have a different perspective about how today's choices impact me in the long run, that has been a huge benefit because I'm able to think about my future family and how my choices today may impact them when it comes to my health. And that is something that I could not have asked for, but I'm so thankful I have now. Just the mental wherewithal to really look ahead and make sure that the choices I'm making today are for my best interests beyond today. And so that's been a huge benefit as well. I want to say that losing weight is not who I am. It's something that I have done. It's something that I am proud of. It's something that I am thankful for because as you can see, this journey has given me a lot of great things in life. It has developed my character. It's developed me as a person. It has helped me meet people. It has helped me challenge myself. It helped me start my business. It's really benefited my life in a lot of ways. And I really want this video to empower anybody who may feel stuck. Maybe you've started your journey and you've lost that first 20 pounds and you're like, okay, what's next? How do I get to this next thing? Is it worth it for me to keep going? Should I just say, forget it, this is good enough? This is for anybody who needs that extra little push to know that they are on the right path, because giving yourself the gift of life is something that no surgeon, no pill, nothing else can give you. And I also want to express that if you are strong enough to literally make changes to transform your life, then you can literally do anything. I don't care what it is. Nothing is off limits to somebody who can undergo a weight loss transformation, or any transformation for that matter. There is nothing that anybody can tell you that will take away how strong you are, how capable you are, and how deserving you are of a better life in whatever area you seek it. And so I hope this video is helpful to you. I hope this video is empowering to you. As always, I want you to share this video with somebody who you think could benefit from it. And comment below your favorite part of this video, what thing you're looking forward to if you're on your own weight loss journey. And ask any questions that you might have. I'll answer them in an upcoming video. I'm planning on doing a Q&A video very, very soon. So make sure you leave your questions in the comments below so that I can see. Any details on equipment I'm using, what I'm wearing, where you can find me, it's all going to be in the description box below. So make sure you tap in with me on Instagram and TikTok, because I hang out over there. Okay, I hope to see y'all across platforms. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will talk to y'all soon. Peace.